Hello, hello. Welcome back to the garden. It is a wonderful, warm, rainy day. These are some of my favorite days pertaining to how it helps the garden. Obviously, water. Watering the garden helps, and there's nothing like rainwater. You could water your garden all day with a hose. But man, that rainwater that has whisked up all of the minerals and life and elements and poured it down onto your garden with that complete set of nutrients, nothing makes the garden flourish quite like a good, warm, rainy day. Plus, look how beautiful this is. So today we're just going to do a little check-in with the garden, and I want to share with you guys one of my favorite aspects of gardening, which is the herbs that I use for tea. Herbs are anything that you use to flavor things with. Herbs, spices, so things like chives, oregano, thyme. These are all in my garden right now. But today, specifically, I want to share with you a beautiful tea blend I like to do. A couple of tea blends, actually. And we're going to start right here with bee balm. You might not know this, but bee balm is bergamot. Bergamot. And bergamot is what you will find in your Earl Grey teas. So if you like Earl Grey tea, which I do, I love it with some milk, some honey, this flower right here and the leaves, we're going to just actually snip a few stems off here and let it dry, although you don't have to. You don't have to let it dry if you're antsy to have some tea right away. You just snip off the part of the plant that you want to make the tea with, and you can steep it right away in hot water. However, if you want to make like a full harvest, so we cut off, look at this, we don't want this flower, she's pretty dead. If you want to have like an apothecary stored in your house, what you would do is gather the flowers, tie them together at the stems, and hang them upside down somewhere cool and dry. So just a quick little prune here of this bergamot, and you don't have to do this. These are really hardy, actually wild plants. The purple will thrive more than the pink. But I'm just going to cut off some of the dead heads here because you'll see when we do that, more beautiful, healthy, let's see, come on. There we go. Beautiful, healthy flowers are evolving. And this is about the stage where they are tastiest. So good. Tastiest in tea. So, things like this guy, we're just going to cut some of those off. We're not going to deadhead all of it. Just cut some off, and then I just throw it in the compost. Trim that down. Oh my goodness, there are so many. This makes way for all of these new baby heads to thrive because now they get all the sun that the sky has to offer. So let's do the big reveal with this baby here. Look at this beautiful grandma head. She's gone. She's going out. So we're going to cut her off. Oh, look at that. Did you see that? Amazing. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to leave the flowers here. I don't want to remove too many of the flowers. The flowers can be used in the tea, but I am actually just going to come down here. Come with me. And I'm just going to pinch off some of the leaves. I'm not doing a full harvest. I'm just doing maybe a cup or two of tea, and I'm going to save this specifically just for my what you would call Earl Grey tea. Bergamot, Earl Grey tea. Bergamot is also used in a lot of colognes. If you're ever curious about that, you can look at a lot of male cologne bottles and you'll see bergamot. So I'm just going to snip about 3 off, and this is good enough for a very strong cup of Earl Grey tea. All right, let's move on. Coming back over here, and let's just get a panned out version. This is just, I just spoke with you guys a few days ago, and just to give you an idea, if you don't garden or if you're new to gardening, curious, look how quick it grows so quickly. This sage bush, and then these are cosmos, so they might get a little crowded there. Sometimes when you plant seeds and it rains, the seeds will move a little bit, they'll migrate. So over here you've got a great view of our chamomile. This is our chamomile plant, and she just keeps growing. She'll eventually flower. And then the same thing, I'll just take like a nice little stretch of the stem and pinch it off. Look at that. I'm going to show you my favorite tea blend. I'm going to take off 2 sprigs. And I actually come out here daily, so I like to keep it fresh. I'm not going to harvest this whole bush just yet. Let's visit our thyme real quick. Hello, thyme, you look great. Our oregano, our other sage plant, she's going to do really well. As you can see, just like the bergamot, the big leaves become very grown and mature, and then there are baby leaves under there. So what you can do is just pinch off a few leaves here and there, cook with them. Great in soups and if you're cooking with chicken. So far we have the chamomile, which I'm getting to, but we also have sage, which I'm gonna chop up and cook with later. I'm gonna make some chicken, and while we're here, let's just take a sprig of rosemary. Rosemary is so good. You just stick it in the pan with your chicken or vegetable dishes. Oh my gosh. Sage and rosemary. Without further delay though, let's complete our delicious nighttime soothing tea. So the mint that I keep is wild, and it's all the way over here at the edge of the yard. Here she is. You probably have seen these around. So this is just a beautiful, healthy mint plant. Couple ways to prune this, right? To keep it bushy is you can just pluck off 1 leaf at a time if you like. That's a really great way to do that. And then she just regrows her leaves. And that's what we're going to do today. And then just to make sure she doesn't grow up too tall just yet, I'm just going to come up here and pinch maybe the top 4 leaves off. And then one more thing I like to add to my chamomile and mint. Let's go back to the garden. Here we are. This is our chocolate mint. So it's got a brown stem. The leaves are smaller. There is a slight like nutty chocolate flavor to it. It's very viney, and when I put this in the garden like I have, I watch it very closely because mint likes to grow along the ground like this in vines, and then it actually roots down along the vine, and that's how it sprawls and goes wild, goes crazy. So I do make sure to keep this plant trimmed rather than just pinching off the leaves like we did the other mint, where I don't mind how big it gets. I make sure to take it right by these long vines and trim it off, keep it short. So there we are. We have a great arrangement of herbs. That's about all I need right now. And then tonight what I'll do is I'll take this, boil it in some hot water, start a fire in the fire pit, look up at the stars through the trees, connect with nature, just breathe and be silent. Tea is a really wonderful way to sit in those peaceful moments as we transition from our very busy, heavy doing days. Our nerves and our body, our mind is still jumping. It's moving a lot. It's hard to go from high-speed, busy mom life to sitting still and enjoying that stillness. So a tea is a great way to transition there, to settle, to land. It's a good segue, it's a friend. It's something to wrap your hands around, something to engage with. We can taste it, we can be with it with our senses, we can be grateful for it. And then usually by the end of my cup of tea, I'm quite happy in the silence and the stillness. I hope you enjoyed this very much. I hope that it inspired you to get out there and seek some wild herbs or plant some of your own. Maybe a couple of these tips helped you to understand how to trim and utilize these. And we'll see you next time.